Hello everyone, welcome back to Joy's Creative Finger. I have just built this lovely attic house in my town. There is a live build for it at the end. It's detailed, it's slow paced, and I explain what's going on because I used the floating room glitch, which is back in the game. Now I had built the Italian home, Barbie's penthouse, ultra modern mansion, and the desert villa, all with floating room features. So this time it's a very different way of putting it together, and you'll see that at the end. But in this house I've made it work as an attic, and in the corner here you can see it looks like it's got some siding to it, and that's what made me go ahead with this build, because sometimes that siding feature sort of looks really bad on your floating room. But in this case, with this traditional home, it works for me, and it's fantastic on the inside too. So this is what the house looks like. It's just 2 floors because that top part is an attic, and there is an access to it with a lot of junk inside, and there is a garage on the side here because it's on the garage plot, of course. And again, another glance at how the roof connects to the top part of the house, which is the attic. So it's like a real vision of multi-level roofing, which I can't wait to have in the game. This is the back part of the house. You can tell that I've completed the event and I was able to unlock these windows, and I'm speaking of the hotel high-rise event, a holiday high-rise event, I think it is. Yes. There's so many events I can't remember, but I finished, and this is what I've done with the build. Now, this is the other side of the house. You have a door that opens out from the kitchen and an area to sit down, and we'll see that better when we get inside. So a family of 4 live here. This is their son, Alex, who is going to take us on a tour. He's 21 and has just finished university, and we'll talk a little bit about him as we go on with the tour. Now let's go inside. I have used the sliding doors, the black ones this time. I always go for brighter colors, but this time I'm going for the dark doors in this case, and it opens up into a really beautiful grand entrance. So you can come in from that door if you want. Let me see, let me take him outside, and he can come in through that one also. So I wish that middle part would just disappear. But there is a long hallway entrance, and over on the side here we have an area to wine and dine. They can have parties here and so on, and just as well there is a nice view of the garden out back here. As you can see, I love that you can see the green through the glass. And then also we have a bathroom on the side, so that's great, you know, when there's a party going on they could just pop in here and make use of the space. Now there is a urinal on the side here for the men, and if you're a male you understand what I'm talking about. And on the flip side here we have a regular toilet seat for ladies and men as well who might want to have a number 2 session, an area to sit down, and of course this beautiful vanity sink to powder your nose and wash your hands and get clean before you come back out and enjoy the event, as it were. This is the garage across that hosting party area. You've got the laundry in there, the typical stuff that we unlocked from the Grand Garage's live event, and it's packed full with stuff, so the main sports car is parked out front, and this is typical, isn't it? Okay, so let's work our way back down through this big hall, and at the end we have a door that leads into the kitchen area, but there is also another door that leads into the kitchen through the dining, through the living room, and we'll see that in a minute. So a door would have been in that corner, but I chose not to do that. I'll explain. Let's just get in here. So this is my kitchen. I decided to use those cabinets from the holiday high-rise event to create cabinets, an unusual and lovely edgy looking kitchen in here. I get bored, I say this all the time, and the detail in it makes perfect sense in this style of kitchen. You've got cups, you've got a kettle, you've got things that you would use in a kitchen, and I think it's fabulous. And we can't interact with it anyway, and that's the same for all the other cabinets in the game anyway, so it's perfect in here. I feel it matches the flooring in a way, and I have a mixture of the backyard event items in here. You've got the homestead center part here. It's an island, And I think it's just brilliant the way it turned out. I really love this kitchen. It's just completely different. I feel like I'm in a different game. And this island from the homestead event has 3 breakfast stools, and in the corner here is where Alex is practicing his business. He has finished university, and I like the countertops here. It's a bit mute in that corner, and of course I couldn't put something different there because these units would have been quite repetitive over on the side, so I decided to set up his space here. Now he's finished university, he's still living at home with his mum and dad and his younger sister Veronica. But he's not a truant or anything or a lazy boy. He's quite busy. He's forming his own wines. He uses different spices and so on. And he's trying to create a signature drink. And when he hits it big, he's going to move out of his parents' house and establish himself. So they've accommodated him. And he's an amazing son. And this is basically his workstation. And he likes to surprise his parents' guests with some of his drinks, you know. So that's where Alex comes most of the time to put some of his business ideas together. He's a very resourceful boy, or young man actually. So there's a fridge here, there's a dishwasher, and we have a phone right above, a hand towel to wipe your hands on when you get busy in the space. That's the kitchen, and then you have a sliding door out to this area here where you can sit down and enjoy some food from the barbecue with a little fridge outside. And this is from the Poolside Paradise event. Everything in that corner is from the Poolside Paradise event, apart from the fence behind the barbecue stand. So let's work our way back in through the kitchen, out this way to the living room. And you can come back in here from the dining area through these doors. Well, there you go. He's coming through those doors on either side of the fireplace anyway. In my mind, these doors are meant to be able to stay swung open, and it's like a flow through from the dining to the living room space, and you can access the kitchen as well on the side here. So I think it's a fantastic layout. I'm quite happy with that. And so this is the fireplace facing this section, which is the dining, and I think it's beautiful in here. I'm trying to improvise with the dining table. I want a table that's long and slick, you know, and quite edgy. I want something like that. It's a very big space, and we have a buffet table here with some more food. Maybe there's an event that's meant to take place this evening and they're getting ready to lay everything out and make sure the guests are welcome and well fed. And of course, they can now make their way back to this living room area, which are put together with a splash of color here and there. You've got the red against where you've got the TV, so it's like a nice focal point. And then I became quite adventurous with the color coordinating and pattern in here. And I think that I love the way it looks. We've got a piano station on the side here. As you can tell, this house feels like it's meant for entertaining. And then I chose not to completely cover the back part with glass panels. Instead, some areas are exposed where I've got some mirrors on there, and I think that was a nice touch to the space. And it's interesting because the fireplace was the inspiration for that back wall. It's got the grey in it, the black, and the clear glass where the fire's burning behind it, and again the grey and the clear glass for the back wall here. I love it. Then you've got the blue in these pots, and it matches the blue cushions, and then you've got the green throws with the green leaves which pull together nicely. I think it's beautiful. And then the 2 black rugs quieten down the busy nature of the center rug. I think it's lovely. Okay, so here's an overview of the ground floor before we go upstairs. And as I say, I will be doing a live build right at the end. That's why this video is over 40 minutes long. I was going to split it and then put the video up tomorrow, the live build up for tomorrow, but I chose not to. I thought just put it all in one because I'm now working on Teeny Issues episode 6, so I'm quite excited about that. So I wanted this out of the way. So we're going upstairs now, and we're going to see the rest of the house and the attic in the end, which is my favorite part. Well, it's a favorite idea, isn't it? It's not fabulous looking or anything. So here you have this landing. I love the way you come out and see these lovely green bushes with flowers in it, and it's very sleek up here. You know, it's a traditional looking house on the outside, but it's very modern on the inside. So the first door on the side here belongs to his sister, Vanessa, and she has a big room to herself. It's beautiful. It's pink in here. It's gorgeous. She's a preteen and she's, very comfortable in her space and has a great relationship with her big brother. And she has this really big bed, right? It's not a double bed. It's like a king size bed or a queen size bed, if I might say. It's from the mystery box. I unlocked this one particularly from there. And she has her own closet. She's still got toys around. It's a massive space, and I was able to fit in more wardrobes in here, as you can see in this section. Right, now she is a shell collector. It's a hobby that takes place at the beach. This is in the Mysterious Island, and it can only be unlocked if you've completed the Life, Streams and Legacies quest. So here she is, and it's only preteens that can engage in this hobby. It's quite sweet, and they get to unlock jewelry. So these shells show up at different parts of the beach. So if she finishes collecting here, the shells disappear, of course, and reappear somewhere else for her to pick at. And when you complete the collection, as is the case with any hobby, you get to unlock the grand prize. So right now I get 6 social points. Well, life points when I complete the collection. But originally, when you complete the collection, your preteen sim would have unlocked these beautiful earrings for all the preteen girls. And I think it's beautiful because the teens and the preteens don't really have jewelry, do they? But the preteens get to unlock this by completing this hobby, and they're fabulous and ginormous. Look at those shells. So she's into this. She spends a lot of time at the beach if she's not at school, and she collects, and she has this beautiful artwork up on the wall as well. So that's a little bit about Vanessa. Being the younger child, the last child, she had this space as a nursery, so she's closest to the bathroom over here, while the brother is across the way. We'll see his room in a second, and this is the way into this bathroom here. So both of them share the space. It's fully stocked with all the clutter items that we're getting in the game now, which is fabulous. I mean, years ago everything was bare, but this is beautiful to see. Lots of clutter, soap, creams, and I chose to place this spa mirror here instead of the ones we've just unlocked, just because I wanted a different bathroom, and I think it's lovely. It's good to go into your game and get out some old things. Some things look similar. They're not so different in a way, but maybe a slight variation. I have a toilet and bath combo here. They are the caramel onion collection. They work well together in the corner with the mustard walls, and then you've got the spa double shower unit here with towels on either side from this current event, the hotel high-rise event that we're on right now. So that's a nice big bathroom for the family in that corner there, and then of course an area to watch TV, and that's the section where the ladder comes down from the attic, and we're going to do that in a second. But over here we have the boys' room. Again, remember, he's a young man. He's 20, going on 21. He's got a laundry basket here. He's very organized. It's not a messy room. He's very well, rounded. He's got all his things folded away. He does his laundry, does some of the laundry for the family anyway. And then I thought I'd give him an edgy bed. This is creativity. Run away with me. But yes, I thought the glass backdrop would be nice with the glass tables, the glass wardrobe. It's turning into a glass situation. I think I've taken in too much of the big glass windows that we've unlocked in this event. But this room, I think, looks very nice, very mature for him. And he has a section in the corner here to study. You can see some of his awards and his accolades. He's done very well for himself, and he's now trying to put a business together. That's why he's staying at his parents'. And he has a great view of the outdoors as well from that big window. Alright, let's go and see Mum and Dad's room. So again, these beautiful tall oak doors, I love them, had to use them. They have, of course, as you would imagine, a really nice master unit. I've been really focusing on master spaces in my builds lately, not just having these tiny little rooms. You can't do that all the time anyway, but considering the size of items we're receiving in the game, the big beds, the big everything, your spaces are going to have to get bigger. And then there's a section here for the lady or the man to have a good look at themselves before they leave the house. There's a TV on the side here, an entrance to the closet and bathroom, and the big windows for a great view of the outdoors. It's set out that way to match the exterior layout of windows. Now you've got a TV here, but let's have a closer look at what's going on. We've got some coverage going on upstairs because of those fireplaces. The walls up mode is amazing covering that up. And then this is the entrance to the closet space and the bathroom, which I absolutely love. And so it turns out that that fireplace protrusion up here allowed me to construct something completely different from any bathroom and closet space that I've ever done. So you work your way into the closet space here, shoes, bags, clothes, and vanity mirror there. Then you come into the section where everything is wet, isn't it? The sink, the towels, and this beautiful bathtub. This is his mum, Angela, who is having a nice dip in this tub that's been newly placed in her bathroom. I think it's gorgeous. I think he'll just stay over there because she's having a bath. So you can close this and open it up into one big space, you know, so it's not so claustrophobic in the closet area angle. I think it's lovely. They also have a Mr. and Mrs. unit in a sense. You come through this arch and you've got the urinal for the man and the actual toilet for both of them anyway. So it's still a private space for one person's use. Right, so this is basically the master ensuite space, and you have to imagine that that door can frost over and give privacy to whoever's taking a shower or a bath. And that completes the tour for the main house and every room in it. And then we're going to go on and see the attic. So I've got to pull the ladder down, don't I? So what happens is I have to just take this telly off for a second. And I mean, in reality, the ladder to the attic doesn't stay down, does it? It's sort of fixed up in the ceiling and you've got to lower it. So that's what I'm doing right now. We're lowering the ladder so we can get into the attic. It should have been there in the first place for the tour because Dad is actually up there. But let's get his son Alex to go up and see him. The boiler is up there as you would expect, isn't it, with an attic? So let's just go up there and there you go. I have to be careful because as I move around, the roof you can see is sliding into our view. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is just go right down a few floors and then come back up and it'd be closer like this. Excellent. And so you can see a lot of clutter up here, the old Christmas tree. We have his dad who's busy tinkering away. Here's the weather machine for the house, and his dad is busy trying to fix the boilers. I'm zoomed in quite close because I don't want the roof to close in on us. And then you've got this section here with some dumped old clothes, an old clothes hanger, an ironing board. And really, if you think about it, in the attic, if you stand up too tall, you might hit your head. So that's what's happening to us. There's some light that comes into the attic here from outside. Look at that. I wish in reality we would be able to create multi-level roofing attics and so on. But now we're going to go back downstairs and catch up with Alex. Now at this point, we have come to the end of the tour. It's basically me just giving you an overview. For those of you who are going to recreate this house, you get to see where the furniture is placed if you want to place it exactly as I have. But after this overview, I'm going to go straight ahead into the live build. That's why it's a very long video. So the tour is complete. It's a 4-bedroom house. Well, the attic makes it 4, does it? No, it's a 3-bedroom house. With a big ensuite, and you could make it more rooms if you want to because it's very large. I've been building very large houses lately, but as I said, the reason for this is we're getting very large items in the game. So I want a lot of space around them. I don't want everything crammed in. Let's get on with the life build. Now, there are things you are going to need, and as I go along, I'll explain what those things are. So we're jumping straight into build mode here, and I'm going to start with the patios. I want it to be exact so you don't miss a step. So I'm going 5 grids into the plot and covering up the entire width here, and then another 5 grids into the plot from the back. And you can choose any patio paving of your choice. The one I'm going for, which we just unlocked, is very expensive. Well, we unlocked that with the Poolside Paradise event. I just love the color. Now we're going to place a 1x5 room away from the patio and 1 grid away from the edge here, and then a 4x7 room in this spot right here. Let's zoom out so we can get a better look. And then we want a 5x7 which is basically the beginning of the long hallway. And then we have the garage right here. But we won't go any further. We go to the other end, do the same thing, so to say, away from the patio by 1 grid and away from the edge by 1 grid. And then we have an 8 by 7 room in this corner here for the kitchen, and an 8 by 7 for the dining room. And we're basically done with this step at this point. Now, if you've not completed the snow problem quest, which has returned a few times, you won't be able to progress with this build because you're going to need it in the middle. Okay, we're going to go up by 1 floor for 300,000 social points. Simoleons, I'm thinking it's social points, excuse me. And then it's 0 costing because you've already gone up a floor. Now let's go down to the basement. Again, you have to complete another quest that lets you build basements. So I'm following the outline here for what's built up top, and I'm covering the entire space of that outline. And then I'm going to go into my inventory because that's where it is. You've got to build that house, or at least demolish the house and take this landing piece of furniture. You find it in the stair section when you take it out of that house, and then you have to place it at the exact angle that I'm placing it here, as you can see. A grid right around from the top, the left and the bottom in view. That's how you place it. Then go into the basement and set it down there. And perfect. Now we're ready to create the floating room. So without that landing, you can't create this floating room. But you might be able to try with the in-ground spas. I can't say for sure. Now, we're going to go up a couple of floors. Well, we're going to go all the way to the roof. So if you look in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see I'm on floor 1. And then I'm going to 2. And now I'm going to the roof. At this point, I'm going to create the floating room, which is the exact size of that landing, which is a 10 by 12 room. So that's 10 down and 12 across. If it's turning red, I've gone too far, so you come back and you're accurate. So it's a 10 by 12 room, okay? And that room's floating because I'm on the roof of this plot, as you can see. So let's come out of this mode and you will see what has happened. Ta-da! And that's basically all you've got to do, but you've got to follow the process exactly as I've done, because if you fiddle around, then that floating room will lose its roof, and you don't want that to be the case. It becomes useless. So I'm going to go down and delete the basement. I don't need it anymore. And of course that structure has, flown off. And here we are. I'm going to leave you at this point. I'm not going to carry on talking. It's a very long video, but I think I've done the most important part. And as you carry on from this point, it should be easy as pie. Now I'm going to go off and enjoy my weekend. I hope you like the house, like the build. And if you haven't completed the snow problem quest, you won't be able to unlock that beautiful house that's on a snow mountain, where you get that landing, square landing wooden feature that you place in the basement that allows you to create this floating structure. And furthermore, if you haven't completed, I think, another quest with Bree that allows you to create basements, then of course the landing is useless from the snow problem quest. And as I say, you can try with the round spas, the in-ground spas. That might work for you, but it will be a painstaking process in a way. It's just going to take longer. This is how it worked for me, and I thought I'd detail it this way because I know a number of you are going to ask for a life build. I still have a life build outstanding for the Hollywood Mansion, the Pillar Mansion. I'm definitely not doing a life build for the White House. I can't. I'm so sorry. And I haven't forgotten Teeny Issues at all. I'm working on that. That should come out very soon, very shortly actually. So I hope you like this house. Just follow the steps as you can see here for those of you who are interested. And don't be upset about the fact that you might not be able to do it since you haven't completed the quest, either for balconies, for, multi-levels, a story house, 2-story houses, because some of you who get started in the game don't get to have a double-story house, It's all bungalows to start off with. And then perhaps by the time you do complete the quest, then there would have been 100 other updates, and this glitch in the game would have been gone. So don't worry. I mean, this isn't the way we built floating rooms in the past when I built the Barbie penthouse and so on. I mean, one glitch comes and another goes away. Don't take it too seriously. It's just a game. Just enjoy and be inspired. Okay, if you choose to recreate this in your town, that's great. And if you go ahead to upload it to any social media platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and so on, that's wonderful too. But don't forget to tag me and use the hashtag JoyousCreativeFinger when doing so. Also, I absolutely love it when you post your own remake of these houses up on the Facebook page so that we can see and chat about the different things that you have done from what I've done and basically compare notes and creative ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.